This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Nickelodeon.
It is time now. You can follow him on Twitter, by the way, at Poupart NFL. After watching this game and this debacle, I see somebody running out of the screen there in the background. That was good. That was good. I like it when they panic and they run out of the picture. That was awesome. All right, Alan. First of all, your thoughts on the loss to the Raiders?
Did you call it a debacle? I wouldn't call it a debacle. I would call it a valiant effort. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, especially after the way they played last week against the Bills. It was very disappointing the way they.
It was a gutsy effort. It was a gutsy effort.
It was a very gutsy effort. I mean, when they were down 25-14, I don't think you, me, or anybody else thought they were going to make a game of it. No. And they came back and give Jacoby Brissett a lot of credit because it wasn't very pretty. But no, I know you're not a fan, and I'm not necessarily a huge fan either. But give the guy credit. I mean, that fourth down pass to Gesicki in overtime on the 4th and 20. That was big time.
Yes.
And then even the late drive to tie the game at the end of the fourth quarter, that was very impressive also. So I think you got to give the man credit, give them the Dolphins credit for not quitting, especially after Brissett was stuffed on that quarterback sneak on 4th and 1 with 3.5 minutes left, 4 minutes left. And then they get the 3 and out with a huge sack by Brandon Jones on 3rd down, get the ball back, and then they move down the field. So I saw some good things. I listened to some of what you were saying to me. Yeah, some of the play calls were, I mean, throw out wide to your wide receiver 2 yards deep into the end zone with no blocker around him to help him out when you're back out.
Well, that one I kind of blame Brissett because on that play, you're supposed to grab the snap and throw it without even looking. He takes a step back on top of the snap and looks that way before he throws, which he telegraphed it completely. On that play, he has to. But see, the problem is that I'm looking at him now, and there's no quick twitch in him. So you shouldn't really have him do that kind of a play.
Because that's a horrible play call.
That's not who he is, because he has Byron Leftwich in him. And, it's a slow and long winding delivery and all that. You need a quick twitch guy to snap throw. You don't even look. You throw as you're looking. That he telegraphed that play. He killed that play himself, actually. I mean,
to me, it's still a horrible play call. And if you're going to call a wide receiver screen, have a blocker out there. I mean,
yes,
motion somebody in there to help him out. I mean, there's no two ways about it. And if you're going to kick a field goal on 4th and 2 in overtime, don't call a shovel pass to Mike Gesicki up the middle on 3rd and 3.
Well, that was just to angle the field goal, right? That's what that's at least that's what it seemed like to me. They wanted to center it for the field goal. That's kind of what they were doing there. That's all, you know what I mean? Hey, look at Parker. You're down the middle of the field and you're like this waiting for the ball. And it's like, dude, jump up and try to meet it at its point. You waited for the ball and you let the DB in the damn game. All you have to, you're tall, dude. Use your height. You played it small. There were some things too that were just, it just didn't jive, man. It was a frustrating game overall. Look, how come they didn't run more? They actually did all right running the ball. It was crazy.
That's a great point. But see, to me, I don't look at the Dolphins as being like a tremendously talented team.
No, they're not.
And to hang in there the way they did against the Raiders, who were 2-0, I think says a lot about them, even with all the Piccadillys and the things we can pick at. And there were several things we can pick at. But it was a very, very gutsy effort, no question about it.
Where do they go from here? Do you try to get Reed Sinnett involved in all of this? Or do you continue with Jacoby Brissett? Because, dude, it was all crossing routes and slants and short comebacks. You called a very conservative game and a game that was, I used to have some fun with the man in the box thing with Tannehill. They did kind of play a man in the box in this game almost. There were a couple of shots, but not enough. It seemed like the game plan was really close to the line of scrimmage, dude.
Let's be honest, is it really that much different than what they do when Tua as a quarterback? I mean, it's a conservative, it's almost a let's not lose the game on offense type of game plan pretty much every week. If we're being honest, I mean, until the 2-minute warning, the longest completion of the day was 12 yards.
Right.
I mean, holy smokes! I mean, we can
know.
throw the ball downfield, and then they started airing it out. And what they got, and here's the thing that drives me nuts about teams that don't want to chuck it downfield. How did they tie the game? They got the pass interference call in the end zone against Mac Hollins. In overtime, they easily, and I mean easily, could have gotten a flag when he went deep to Will Fuller.
You talk about the one in the end zone.
One in the end zone.
That was interference. That was interference, dude.
And this is what happens when you chuck it deep. That those plays. I mean, 4 things can happen: a long completion, a DPI, incomplete, or an interception.
That's right.
Well, 2 of those are really good. An incompletion is not the end of the world. And then a pick, if it's 3rd down and it's a 50-yard pass, then that's as good as a punt. So,
right.
You know, I mean,
I'm with you.
All sorts of craziness going on around here.
Yeah. I feel you. You look at the team now. So I just asked you on the whole thing. Do you try to go to Reed Sinnett here? Do you mix it up a little bit? Because you can get maybe a better athlete back there, because if you're going to call this conservative game plan with him, and I still think with Tua, you were willing to take some different shots. And I also think when you play that short game with Tua, he's a lot quicker at that decision than Brissett. It was like one of those where he would drop back, and then he'd unload a short pass. And I'm like, what the hell's going on here? With Tua, it's quick. He makes that quick decision. It keeps moving a little faster. With him, it kind of slows things down. So what do you do at quarterback? Do you think they stay there, or is there any chance they get the youngin involved?
There's 0 chance they go to Reed Sinnett. I mean, look, he's a nice story, and I understand he played really well in the preseason finale against Cincinnati. But let's slow our roll here. Let's understand it was a preseason game with the defense doing pretty much everything vanilla. This is a rookie free agent who's never played an NFL regular season game. I mean, you don't think his head's going to swim with everything the opposing defense is going to do it with them?
I think we lost them there. Are you saying there? Did you continue, Alan, or did you stop?
No, I stopped.
Oh, okay, all right. I thought it cut you off there. Okay.
I have to pause you 1 quick second, though. I got it.
Okay. By the way, make sure you follow him on Twitter at Poupart NFL and smash the like button while you're watching there. You may not like the result today with the Dolphins, but at least please smash the like button, because it's very, very important that you smash the like button. And, of course, don't forget that you can follow us on Twitter at Big O Show. You can also, remember, you can reach out to us by making a donation on Cash App and Venmo at Cash Big O Show. Chris Adams says we need to do more on offense. Offensive coordinators are not working out. Play calling is bad. Why can't we do this 3-4-5 wide and pick our shot? Enough of this load the box and get tricky. Can't argue. I can't argue. But the question is, do you have the quarterback to do it? That's what I question now, is do you have the quarterback to actually get what you want done, is the problem with all of that. Do we have Alan yet? Okay. All right, we're going to get Alan back in a minute. Ban LaShawn Brown. I don't know who's oh, okay. All right. Tua would have won this game. I see. Okay. LaShawn, just so you'll know, abusive use of the chat and posting the same comment 4,000 times gets you blocked. So you got your warning now. So it's up to you. You want to get blocked, you keep posting the same comment and you will get blocked. Okay? We got him? All right, go ahead. There he is, Alan. Hey, Alan, you there? All right.
I'm here.
All right. What was it, a delivery?
Little technical difficulties.
Okay. All right. Not a problem. All right. So defense, too. While they got the Landon Roberts play, I also think they still gave up too many yards on the ground. They still committed too many penalties, key penalties, too. And they gave up way too many plays. They still gave up big plays in the passing game. Your thoughts on the defense?
Everything you just said. And look, if we're going to be honest, I mean, they caught a break on the pick six because the tight end completely stopped his route.
Yes.
And Carr was throwing to a spot and whoops, right into the hands of Alain Roberts, who showed off his, 4.9 speed. But hey, still got there. But no, I mean, yeah, it's a defense that, again, still has to do its living off of turnovers. And one area that was so good last year was third down defense, and it's not so good this year. They generally, in the first two games, were better, especially in the first game, were better in the red zone defense. We're not necessarily saying that. So, I mean, there are reasons for concern with this defense. No, they're giving up a lot of stuff. There's not enough. I felt like Emmanuel Ogbah, for example, I really felt him like in the first half with his pass rush, and then in the second half, I don't even know if he played. I mean, he was completely not there. I'm waiting for Van Ginkel to be more of a factor the way he was last year.
Yeah.
Same with Jalen Phillips. Christian Wilkins had probably his best game of the year. I felt him out there a whole lot, but they're missing Raekwon Davis in the middle of that defensive line, particularly against the run. So, and no, there are issues on defense, and some of those penalties are not good. Like Javon Holland, that personal foul he had. Yeah, and he literally lowered his head to hit him with his helmet when the guy's literally out of bounds. All you have to do is push him. Why are you lowering your head to make that contact? And then on the touchdown dive, I mean, it's great that he comes from the side and slaps the ball away, but suppose you try to get in there and prevent him from, clearing the goal line before you do that. So right now they're not a great defense. I mean, they have that long streak, but they had one takeaway today, which was a big one because there was a pick six, but it's not a defense without its flaws.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Does Raekwon, is he eligible to be activated sometime this week, or is it after the Colts game when he's eligible? It's after the Colts game. Okay, because I know it's 3 weeks, but I wasn't sure about the exact date or whatever. But that's true. It went into week 1 already at that time. So, yeah, that's why it ends up being after the Colts. Great, they have him for the Tampa Bay game so they can really make it a game.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll help a whole lot while Brady is nickel and diming them to death.
You know what I hate is that this was a winnable game today, obviously, with the right play all around and including at the quarterback position. And then next week you've got another winnable game. The Tampa Bay game, there's no shot in winning in that one at all. But it's like next week you got a shot to maybe get back to 500 if you can actually do it. The question is, quarterback-wise, and now I thought that the move for Tua was actually a good one because he's not the kind of kid you want to play at 80%.
No.
He's just not. He's not that player. There are, Brett Favre, you could probably play at 80% and he'll gut it out. Russell Wilson, he's done it before. This is not the kid because of, physically who he is.
No question, and yeah, there was no point in even pushing it. So I kind of got the feeling it was trending toward that. Once Brian Flores told us it's actually fractured ribs and it's not bruised ribs.
Mm-hmm.
That was a logical move.
Follow him on Twitter at Poupart NFL, and of course, catch his work at Sports Illustrated. They do a great job of putting all his articles on one page. So if you're a Dolphin fan, it's a great spot to bookmark. And then you can always get all the latest articles from Alain Poupart. Does an excellent job. And you can catch him here every week on Wednesdays and on Sundays right here on the program. Alain, as always, thank you, my brother. Appreciate you taking time.
You got it, Big O. Speak on Wednesday.
Thank you, sir.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.